Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn how can we create this amazing stopwatch with an amazing UI design. And this is not just a software that is in the browser, it is actual software as you can see here. And if I click on start, it starts the timer and the stopwatch. And if I click on pause, it gives me the option to resume. And then if I click on reset, it resets the timer as well, the stopwatch as you can see. So the best part you can see, if you make any changes, this is the browser and this is my local project. This is my local project. As you can see, this is Python. If I make any changes in the browser and rerun my project, it will reflect on my Python in my local machine. Can you imagine that? Let me show you. If I move the start button here and if I click on update, it is updating the project. By the time I go back and I rerun it, it has already updated. Can you imagine that? And the functionality is still there. Let me show you again. So if I went back and I added, let's say, an icon, and then I added an icon here, and then I moved the start button here, I moved this here, I moved this here, all of a mess I have created, but we are going to go ahead. And by the time you go back and stop, you will have your project ready. There you go. It's all messed up, but it's still functional and it still works. Now, of course, you can go back and you can undo and it will remove all the weird changes that we made. And again, by the time we go back, it is already updated. So this is our new platform and you will learn how to write the code, how to create the design for this. And then we also have, you can see this is the UI code that it has generated automatically. And then this is the logic code that it generates, but then you can ask the AI to generate the code for you. So the complete logic code that we did for this project was written by AI. Everything. We did not write a single line of code. And I will show you how can you do that with the free version as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So now we are going to start creating the project. So before we do that, I want to show you something which is quite interesting. If you go ahead and Google Python stopwatch UI, these are the results that you will get. So for example, this is one of the examples. Then we have this design, then we have this design. So these designs are very simple and you can right away tell that this is designed by a programmer. And if we remove the term Python from our Google search, look at what we get. Look at those designs, how beautiful and how amazing these are. So looking at these designs, this is where I found this design. So we are going to go ahead and replicate this design to our own project and we will create something like this with our Pyvisual platform. So the first thing you will do is you will go ahead to pyvisual.co and then you will log in. And once you log in, you will create a new project. So that's how simple it is. And we are going to call it Stopwatch, W-A-T-C-H. So going back to our design, you can see that it is not exactly the same size. So this is 710 by 473. So we can say, for example, 600 by 400, right? So we will go to window here. We can, okay, we'll keep 700. What was the height? The height was 473. So 473, let's say we do that. Okay, then we have a color that we need to pick for the background. So this is the best part. I really like this, that we have this option in our software that we can pick colors. So for example, if I wanted to pick the color, I can simply click on this and I will click on this. There you go. So now we have exactly the same color that we required. Okay, what's the next step? The next step is that we create this rectangle. So here at the bottom we have rectangles, so you can click on that, and again we need the color, so we'll go to the color picker and we will select this color. There you go. That's how simple it is. And then we will estimate the size of how much the size is, and then we can center it. So I think that's too much. Let's look at that. Okay, now we can center it. And I believe it's good so far. What are the values? So 487, let's make it 500. And then 29. Let's make it 350. There you go. So nice rounded values. And then we have a corner radius. Let's increase that to, let's say 20. Yeah, I think that looks good. Or a little bit less. Let's make it 15. There you go. So I think that looks better. Then what do we have? Here it says timer and personal project. And then we have this rectangle again. So let's create the rectangle again. You can also press R to have the rectangle. So this is a little bit wide. There you go. And then we need to change the color of this to, we can select it from here. We can make it white. And then we will push this down a little bit. And I believe, yeah, that's about it. And probably till here, or we can make it a little bit bigger because we don't have these. We can put this for now, but we can skip it because we will add the very basic functionality so that we can understand how to add the logic as well. So we will keep it here, and then we need text. So we need a text here, and above that we need a little bit smaller text with a little bit different color, and then we need a text here. Then we need some what do you call text here as well. So we can select one of these texts that is similar, and here we can say that this is white color. And now one thing to note here is that this basically gives you a container in which the text will contain. So it's not actually resizing the text. It gives you the container because sometimes you have dynamic text. So you are getting from an API or somewhere, and then you are displaying it. So if the text is too long, then what will happen? So you have to constrain the text that, okay, I want to show this. So we will write here stopwatch, and we will push it a little bit up, and we will copy this at the top here. We are going to reduce the size of this to, let's say 15. And then we are going to change, or let's change the opacity from here. We are going to change the opacity to, let's say 40%. I think the text can be a bit smaller, 12. Yeah, I think this is better. There you go. That's our design. Okay, that is all good. And then what we will do is we are going to add a text at the bottom here as well. And we are going to write builds with Pyvisual. There you go. So now it's getting similar, the design itself, and it looks good. We can push this a little bit up. You can use arrow keys to move up and down without disturbing the other orientation. So we can, I think this is a little bit better because we don't have a lot of buttons at the top. We are going to skip this button and this button. Instead of this button, we can add a reset button so that the timer resets. Then we need a play button. But for the play button, we want to add some text so that we can start and stop. So we will add a button itself, and we will just pick a simple button. You can browse any buttons that you like and you can add them. So here, for example, we can pick the same color. Again, I love this feature. You can simply pick the color that you want, and there you go. So that's our color. And then instead of submit, we are going to write here start. And then how do we change it to stop? How do we change its color? All of this I will explain later on. But for now, I just want you to focus on the design part. So, and what exactly is this link? We have an amazing auto sync feature. I will share with you how exactly can you build up logic and really fast. And we are going to use AI to do this. Right now, we don't have embedded it in our system, in our platform, but we are going to embed that later on where we are training our own model that will help you write the code. Okay, what else do we need? We need, I believe we just need text, an icon. Yeah, we can add the icon first. So let's refresh or reset, something like that. Yeah, I think this should be fine. So, and we can make this white, or should we, no. White, let's change it to white. Look good. It actually looks good. We can also change this color to the background color. I mean, yeah, it's up to you. Again, it is design choices. And by the way, this is an icon, it's an image, but it will work as a button as well. So in our logic, we can ask for it that when it clicks, what to do. right? So by the way, you can click on this, and on the left hand side you have these logical properties as well, but I will explain later on how we use those and what exactly do we do. Okay, moving on, else do we need? We need the text. So let's add the text. I think we can just simply copy this, and we can write here 00. We can change its color to something grayish. Is it grayish or is it bluish? It's blackish, so maybe a little bit more black. I prefer gray though. Okay, so here we have this. By the way, we don't have an autosave feature yet. So when you are creating a project, make sure to click on update every now and then so that it saves the project and it will update. If you have linked it to a local directory, then it will link it there as well. It will update it there as well. I will show you how to do that. Then here we are going to write, let's say 50. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. So for a stopwatch, we are going to have only 3 values rather than 4. So the first one we can put in the center, and let's make it a little bit bigger, 60 or 70. Yeah, I think 70 is good, or maybe 65. 65 is good. And we are going to put it in the center of the white box and the center of the page. So that's how we are deciding. And then what we can do is we can simply copy this and we'll put it on one side of the button and we'll put it on the other side of the button. So as you can see how well it snaps and does all of the heavy lifting for you. So here what we will do, apart from the text here, now we need a colon. So we'll add a colon here. We will squeeze it down and then we can simply center it here. There you go. And then we can simply center it here as well. So that's how we have our, this does not seem centered. Yeah, it's centered here. And then this one is centered here. But it doesn't seem centered. When it's centering, I believe it's because of the font. So we will push it up 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that's good. And these, I believe, will be different color. Yeah, these are light. So let's change the color of the text to be grayish. Light gray. There you go. So now it looks much better. So what else can we do? Is it bold? No. Should we put it bold? No, I don't think so. Okay, yeah, we can add text. We can add text at the bottom. What exactly is it? So minutes, seconds, and then what do you have? Milliseconds? Or should we put hour, minute, and seconds? Let's put hour, minutes, and seconds. So here we have hour, or is it hours? Hours, should be hours. So we'll go to text and we'll put it a light gray text and we will give it a value of 12 or maybe 14. Yeah, I think 14 is good. We will reduce the size of this first in the width, then in the height. There you go. And we can center it. So hours, oh, I didn't write hours. I have to change that. Okay, it snaps and all is good. Everything is fine so far. Hours, minutes, or should we write the complete thing? I think we should write the complete thing, or let's write it all. Let's write it. Yeah, seconds, and we will write here minute. There you go. So hours, minutes, seconds. I think the start button is not really good right now. We don't have a group option yet, so unfortunately you do have to manually move everything. So later on we are going to add this. Of course, we have a list of features that we have to add, and that list is humongous. So don't worry if you think that there is a common feature that needs to be added. Most probably it's already in our list. So don't worry, we will add that too. So right now we can just move our arrow keys and then snap them. I think this looks much better because now it's centered towards the white rectangle rather than keeping this spacing of the start button. Okay, I think that is pretty much it. So update. We need to update it so that it's basically saving at this point because we haven't linked it to any folder yet. Okay, so once that is done, what we can do is we can link it to our Python. So how exactly can we do that? It's very, very simple, and you won't believe how quickly that will work. And whatever changes you make, it will reflect on your Python program as well. So you can open up any Python editor that you want. I have PyCharm. If you wanted something else, you can do that too. So what you can do is, here I have a project called Pyvisual projects. So I will create a folder inside a folder so that it's easier for me to manage multiple projects. So here our project name is Stopwatch, and that's it. So I don't have to create any other files, just write stopwatch, and this is the folder name. That's it. Then I will go to my terminal. I will make sure that we are in the environment. Here you can go to command prompt, and here you can see right now it is basically showing you that you have your environment here. So then you can simply write pip install Pyvisual. That's it. That's how simple it is. So you will install that, and it will take a while to install because we have lots of what you call libraries that build up this package. So Pyvisual is basically a wrapper of different libraries, and the main library that we are using is basically PySide. So we have installed this, and then what you can do is you will go to your Pyvisual project. Here you will click on link. Once you click on link, you have to go and give your folder. You can go manually, or what I like to do, I like to right click, open in Explorer, and once I have that, I will click on it. From here I can copy this path, and then I can simply go back and do the same. So I will go here, I will paste my link here, and it will take me directly to that link. So here you can see we are giving the stopwatch folder. I will select the folder. Now here, this is the important part. You have to give it permission to make changes to your folder. That's how it will update the project. So view files, and then when you click on update, it will ask again, do you want to save changes on this? You will say yes. This will happen only once. Now if I update it again, it will not ask me again for these permissions. So now if we go back, look how simple this was. You will go to stopwatch, you will click on app, right click and run. Fingers crossed, and there we have our app. How simple was that? And this is actually functional. So we have this button that you can press, and we have the reset button, and all of this is actually working. And you can see it's exactly the same. So size wise, it's a little bit different because I have not put 100% on my browser. So if I put it 100% on my browser, and then I open up my app, and there you go. Isn't this exactly the same? So that's how awesome this is. And this is not the best part. Let me show you what the best part is. The best part is that if I move this, let's say I put it here, and I click on updates, this is going to update in my actual project. All you have to do is you have to rerun it. That's it. So if I rerun this, and there you go. Now my button is at the top. So this is our auto sync feature that we have newly introduced, and this will make development so fast and so much easier. And this is not just about fixed assets like this. Even if you added anything, it will update. So for example, if I went to images and I changed the background to, let's say, this, and if I click on update, now the background will update in my real project as well. So you don't have to copy any images or files or anything. You can just hit stop, and then you can play, and there you go. I mean, every time I do this, I enjoy it again and again. This is how simple it is. So we don't want that. So we will go back to window, and we will press on the close button to remove any of the backgrounds. Again, anything you add, it will reflect, whether it's a photo, whether it's an input field, it's another button, whatever you add, it will reflect in your final program. So let me give you a demo of all of these. So email ID, and the best part, like if you have an email ID here, instead of email ID, I write here password, and I select that this is a password field, and I update this. And while it's updating, I can just go back and stop it. And then if I run it, it has already updated. That's how fast it is. So there you go. So now we have start button here, next button here, the image that we added, and this field, hold on, is a password field by default. I mean, come on, that is amazing, right? So moving on, we are not going to do a lot of testing now. So what we can do is we can undo, and we can just go back to our original project, and we can simply hit update, and we will go back and check if everything is working as it is supposed to. And there you go. So it is working fine. Okay, now we need to add logic to this. In order to add logic, what I recommend, we are going to use AI, no questions asked. But how we will make it a little bit easier for the AI to understand how to change stuff. Now, what I will do is I will show you how you can do it manually as well. And then later on, we will do it with the AI. So we will do both. So what we will do, the first thing I want you to do, whatever is dynamic, give it a variable name. So we have two types of elements. So for example, this rectangle, it will not change. It will not be clickable. It will not have any input, nothing. It is static. So no need to change the name of this, because by default, the name of this will be rectangle 1. So if you want to check that, you can go down. Right now you won't be able to see. Let me push it down here. You can see here we have a total of 15 elements here, and then if I click on code, it will open up the code that it will generate, right? And then here you can see, if we look at the rectangle, it says rectangle 0, then text 2, then text 3, then button 5, then icon 6, and so on. But this type of naming is not very feasible when you're coding. So whatever is dynamic, change the name of that. And how can you do that? You can do it within Pyvisual. So for example, this is the text for hours. So we will click on that, and on the right hand side, you can see this dialog will open up. And here we are going to write the variable name. So the variable name, for example, is hour underscore text, hours text, let's say. Okay, and that's it. And here, if we go back, you can see it's already updated. And here we can write here minutes underscore text. And then if we go back here, okay, so there's a clicking issue. We need to fix a lot of bugs. So here we have, what do you call it? Seconds underscore text. And that's pretty much it. And then we also should change the start, because that is also a dynamic element. So start underscore button, and then we have this as the reset button, reset underscore button. There you go. So that's how simple it is. The rest of the things, they are not dynamic, so we don't need to worry about that. If I go to my code now, you will see here, right now we have reset button, minutes text, hours text, all of the variable names, they have changed. So we don't need to do anything. By the way, we have splitted the code into two different sections. One is the UI.py and the other one is app.py. So the app.py, this is where we will add the logic, and the UI.py will remain constant, so that whenever we update here, it reflects there as well in our actual code, and there's no overlap of the logic. Okay, now before we go and actually write the code with AI, because we are going to do that. This is the new era. We don't need to write everything manually. We will use AI to write the code. But before we do that, I want to show you how exactly the library works, so that if you wanted to do it manually, how exactly can you do that? So what happens is that we didn't update. We should update. Every time we make some changes, we should update. So let's go back. And here, if I open my UI.py now, you will see our new names have already been updated. Start button, reset button, hour text, and all that. Most of the times we don't have to worry about the UI.py. So you can close that. Now, what happens is that the first thing that the software will do, it will create the app, and then it will go to attach.events. So if you want to attach some events, this is where you will get started. For example, if you want to say when a button presses, do something. So you will add it here. So how can we do that? We already have UI. Inside UI, we have all the elements. We just need to write their name. So for example, we can write here UI, and inside that, now this is a dictionary. So inside that we have the names. So here we can write start underscore button, and we can write here dot on click on underscore click equals. Now we need to give a name of the function that we will call when this something happens, when click happens. So we can write here, for example, button underscore click, right? And here in the logic part, we can go here and write button underscore click. And by default, we are going to pass our complete button object inside this. So we will write here, let's say event for E or something like that. You can add that. We will not use it, but let's say we add that. Okay, if you don't add that, it will give you an error, so make sure you add that. So here we will write print button pressed. So now if we run this and if we press start, you can say it says button pressed. Is it visible? Yeah, it's visible. So did you see how easy it was? It's amazing how easy this is. Now, one more thing we have to do is sometimes we do need to pass on our UI. For example, if I want to say that when I click on the button, it should change the text of the button. So what I need to do, I need to do UI and then again button underscore, no, it's start underscore button, my bad. Start underscore button. And we can say dot text equals, let's say stop. Okay, so when we click on start, it should show the value as stop, right? But here's the thing, like right now it doesn't have UI because it's not a global variable. We are creating UI over here and then we are passing it to our function and it comes here and then we use it here, but we are not passing it to this function. So we need to pass it there. How can we do that? It's very simple. One way is to use lambda, but lambda, people get confused with lambda. I don't know why, but well, it's a little bit complicated, the syntax of that. So what we can do is we can simply use built-in Python function to do that. And for that, we have from, what was the name of it? Function tools, yeah, function tools imports partial. So using partial, what we can do, we can write here partial. And now instead of just giving the name, we can also pass in the parameters. So for example, we can say UI equals UI, and that's it. And here we can write that take in the value of UI. That's it. By default, it will send the events over here by default. You don't need to change that. If you change that, it will give you an error. Just the extra parameters you want to add, just add here, and that's it. So now if I run this, and if I go here and press start, you can see it becomes stop. And the same way, I can change the color of this as well, that when this happens, we have the property called idle color, or is it button color? I think it's button color, the button underscore color. And then we just give in the value that you want. So it's RGB. So let's say 200, 0, 0, and 1. 1 is the transparency. And let's reduce the, let's keep 1. Let's keep it 1. Okay, so if I press this now, and there you go, it becomes stop. So it becomes red. But on hover, you can see it still becomes blue. So we can change the property of on hover as well. So we can say hover color is also red. So now if I go here and I click, and there you go, on hover, it does not change the color to blue, right? Now on click, it does. So now on click, we can also change the color. So you have lots of options, but if you want to keep by default, just keep by default. No need to change all of that. Okay, now this code is more than enough to make your software understand, or make the AI understand how to write the code for this software. Okay, so what we will do, we will copy our code and we will ask ChatGPT to write the code for us. So let me open up ChatGPT and I will open up the free version. Hopefully that will be easy for everyone to understand. Okay, right now I didn't even log in and I'm just saying I want to try it, right? So what we will do is we will simply copy our code. We will copy our UI code, and then we will copy our app code, and then we will paste it here. Again, we are working on our custom model, and that will already know how exactly can you do the coding for Pyvisual, how can you add features, and it will have by default features. So if you wanted to integrate MySQL, it will simply integrate it for you without any issues. So we are working on that, and once we release that, we will let you know. But for now, what we can do is we can write, this is your prompt. This is a stopwatch app. Write the logic for it. I wonder if it can do with this, right? We did not tell it that there are digits for hours, minutes, or anything. We did not say there is a button you need to press, stop, and this. I just want to see how much can it imagine. Let's go ahead and try it out. I will copy all of this just in case we have to repeat. Let's see. There you go. We need start, stop, timer update, resets, and then modify button click. And there you go. So this is the code that it has given us. Now let's go ahead and run it. So if we go to app, one more thing I want to add here, or we didn't add it yet. Okay, let's forget about that. Let's go ahead and yeah, this is the issue. If you don't say that, it might give you errors. Why is it giving us error here? Oh, the imports. It didn't do the imports. Forgot the imports. Okay, don't worry. We are going to undo this and we will keep the imports and we will paste on the rest. There you go. So now we can, it's just giving us the extra imports that we need to add. So fingers crossed, and we have an error. Py window has no attributes, run tasks. So I believe it did something that it was not supposed to do, where update interval. Okay, it assumed that there is a variable that you can give into the window. So we don't have anything like that. So we can simply remove this line and we can run it again. The fingers crossed, start, stop, nothing happens. Okay, attempt failed. Okay, let's go back and we will write here the same thing. Don't change. Where is the text? Oh, my bad. We need to paste it from here. Yeah, this is a stopwatch app, right? The logic for it. Don't change the structure of the code. Add only to logic and event sections. Let's see if it can do anything better this time. Now what I can do is I can manually go and check where the issue is. For me, it's easy to find, but I don't want to do that for now. I want the AI to generate the code. We will try with the free version and let's see if it can do that. And I'm hoping to some extent it will be able to do it. So if we go to app and we paste it and we run it, this time around it ran without any errors. If we start, it does not actually update. If we reset, oh, on click of reset, it actually resets and the start and stop works fine, but the numbers are not updating. If we go back and we check hours text.text is this, minutes text is this, seconds text is this. Well, it does seem to have the logic, but it doesn't really work at this point. So, okay, let me try and reason with it. The button click works and the reset button works as well, but on the click of the button, the text does not change for any of the time text, right? Very bad English, but hopefully it will understand. Oh, it's saying that you need to update and refresh how exactly it's working. Okay, I think we need to give it a hint of how you can do it because the free version might not work as expected. So that's why we are creating our own AI that will seamlessly work. It knows how our app works, how our code works, and so on. Okay, now it's working on each click. Okay, so what we will do is we'll give it a hint. Use threading to update. Let's see if it actually works. We need a separate thread for the time, and then it can keep updating the text. So did it import threading? Yes. Did it add a thread? Yes. Looks promising. Let's go back and paste and start. Oh, voila, it worked. So that's how simple this is to create. Now, one more thing, we can stop this, and if we start, it will start from the right from where it stopped. And then also if we click on reset, it will reset. I mean, come on. That is amazing how quickly we were able to do this, right? And you can go ahead and check out what the AI wrote, and you can look into the logic of that as well. And remember, we only asked it to do stuff. We did not write actual code, right? So again, this is good for simple examples, but of course you will write some code when it comes to complicated ones. Now, one thing I want to show you the power of Pyvisual is by how easily can we update this. So in order to update this, what we will do is we will go to our Pyvisual window, And here, instead of hours, minutes, seconds, I want minutes, seconds, and let's say milliseconds. So what I will do is I will change this to, I will write here instead of hours, I will write here minutes, minutes, text. Here I will write seconds, text. And here I will write, oh, where did it go? Milliseconds text, right? So then we can change it here. We can delete, not delete, we can move this one here. This is minutes, this is seconds, and this is milliseconds. So milliseconds, and we can simply center this. Okay, so this is the update that I want, right? And I can update it. Do we need to change anything? Let me just recheck. No. So we can update it right here, and there you go, it has been updated. Now if I run this, the app will not work properly because now the minutes and hours are not exactly the same as before, so we are getting an error. So how can we fix this? What we can do is we will go back to our original ChatGPT, our original AI model, and we are going to tell it that this is the change that I have made. So I will copy the UI code again and I will paste it here. Okay, and then I can say I have added a milliseconds text instead of hours. Change the logic. Oh, we have to log in. Oh, come on. Okay, no problem. I will go to my other account and we can try it there. But you saw that all of it works well, and like even with the free version, if you are logged in, it will let you do that. But for now, I will go to my ChatGPT and we are going to give in the code again. So this is our ChatGPT. We will copy the app and we will copy the UI. And here we are going to write down at the end that I added milliseconds text instead of hours. So change the logic. So let's see. Oh, this is the reasoning model. It will take a while to reason, but it is quite fast compared to other reasoning models. So there you go. Right now it's giving us only the things that are updated. We can ask it to give us the complete code as well, but you can copy this as well. So we can copy this. It is format time and update time display. So if we go to our app, so here we have format time and update time display. We will go back and we will paste, and fingers crossed, and fingers crossed. And there you go. So how easy this was to update your code and get it up and running. Now, one more thing I want to show you, that if you were to change something, you can, for example, if you went to Pyvisual and you didn't like this icon, right? Now you wanted to change the icon. Remember, this icon has a variable name, reset button, right? If you copy that, it will work flawlessly. So for example, if I delete this, that's okay. But if I go to my, let's say, icons, I go to, let's say, reset or refresh, and I add, for example, this one, right? And where did it go? Took a time to load. And then I can add it here. Now my icon is changed. So here, what was the name? I have to copy that again. Reset button. Now I can simply, let's change the color of this to white. Now I can simply update this. Hold on. And I will go back. While it's updating, I can simply go and press. I am confident that it will work, right? No, don't be that confident. Okay, let's go ahead and rerun this. And there you go. So that is your reset button now. So if I click on start, and if I stop and then stop from here, by the way, this is stop. It should be resume, right? So we can ask our model again, when we click, or the button should not say stop, it should say pause and resume instead. Again, plain English. We are not adding how to code, what should you use, what are the syntax, what is the syntax, and so on. We are not doing any of that. We are just asking it to update. So again, this we will add in our updates, that all of this will be automatically done within our app. So you don't have to go to different GPT models. So here, what is it? Button click. So we need to update our button click. And what I like to do is I like to close this, delete and paste. And if we run that again, we come back here, start will become pause, pause will become resume, and resume again, you can pause, and from here you can stop. Now, if I wanted to change the color of this, I can say for the resume, use purple color. I'm not even saying button, right? So that's how good these models are, and they can understand what exactly do you mean. So we will copy that again, and we can paste it here, and we will hope that it will work. Start, resume, and there you go. And then again, pause, and then we can press reset. So that's how simple it is. And now if I went back and I did any design changes, it will reflect on our actual software with the logic. The logic will not change. For example, I put the start button here, right? And I put the seconds over here. Bad decision, but let's try it out. What's the harm, right? So update successful. We will go back, and there you go. And if we click on it, the functionality still works. Everything works well. And we can resume, stop, and we can press reset and all of that. So that's how simple it is. Now, of course, we can undo because we are not insane, and we will go back. And by the time it updates, by the time you go back, it's already updated. Don't worry. There you go. So that's how simple this is. I hope you have liked something. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and give us your feedback. If you haven't signed up on Pyvisual yet, go ahead and sign up on Pyvisual. And the best part, we have a store already. If you go to projects, and here you can see there's a store, or you can click on browse PV store. Now, what you can do is you can click on this, and then you can see we already have a stopwatch listed here, and 15 people have already downloaded, 4 have liked, and you can like here as well if you like the project. So what you can do is, this is a store. You can click on it, and you can simply download this project to your account. So if you click on that, and I click on download, if I go back now, this is the stopwatch that we created, and this is a stopwatch that we copied from store. So if you click on it, this is that project. And the best part is that it already has the logic code inside it. So if you go to app.py, you will see that this is the logic code that we have already implemented. So now what you can do is you can click on this, and for example, we had a stopwatch, right? And we can create a new folder, stopwatch, and we got it from the store, and we will select that folder. We will click on that and updates, save changes. And now we already have that project. I mean, come on, that's how simple this is. So if you go back, you already have stopwatch store. If you click on that, right click on app and run it. That's it. It will run by default. There you go. That's how simple this is, right? So you can click on that, reset, and there you go. And again, if you went back, now this is your project. You're not sharing it with anyone. If you went back and let's say you changed, you put it in center over here, you added it here in the center, and you updated that. And by the time we go back and we open up our app, it is already updated. So if we click on that, oh wait, there you go. It's already in the center. That's how simple it is. So you can go to store, you can copy the complete project, and it already has the functionality as well. And then you can add to this functionality, you can remove stuff, you can change the design, you can change even the window size. For example, if I wanted to go here, I will change the window size to 600 as the width, and the height, let's say 600 as well. Now, again, you have to make design changes, but for now, let's just try it out if it works or not. So again, by the time you go back, it is already updated. So that's how simple it is. There you go. It's already updated. If you wanted to add more stuff, you can add it there and so on. And of course, you can create an executable file from this. You can create it a standard application. So I will share with you how exactly you can do that later on. But for now, just keep exploring, keep creating new stuff. And if you like the original project, then you can like it here as well. So if you want to, if you enjoyed the original project that you copied from. That's how simple it is. And you can, of course, close the link to your folder, or you can update the link by clicking here as well if you wanted to change the folder as well. Please tell me in the comments, did you enjoy this auto sync feature or not? I believe this is one of the best features that I've seen out there, that auto syncs really seamlessly updates. It's not exactly hot loading, but it's very close to that. So, and I did not see anything close to this that somebody has implemented in Python. So for us, it will be very easy to create these projects. Also, we are going to launch on Kickstarter, not right now, but later on, because we do need a lot of funding to keep this project going. So if you are interested in that, check out our Kickstarter. You can see on the right hand side here. Oh, wait, where is it? So you can click on that and keep updated on our Kickstarter as well. But for now, everything is free. If you haven't signed up, you can go ahead and sign up, and there's a waiting list. As soon as we get that, as soon as we have more places, we are going to enroll more people in. So this is it for today. Tell me, what did you like about this? Is it good enough, or do we need to update? We need a lot of features, I know, but for now, how is it at this moment? And I will keep adding more projects to our store. Right now, our team is working day and night to make this work. And also one more feature, we have a link icon here that shows that this is connected to your project, so you can do real-time updates. So that's pretty much it. So this is it for today. I hope you have learned something new. I hope this excites you, and I will see you in the next one.